Welcome to the Homegrown Haven. In August of 2025, my husband Carl and I, with our 2-year-old son George and Cocker Spaniel Arnie, moved into our forever home in Herefordshire. A bungalow in need of refurbishment and a 1-acre garden in need of some serious TLC. There is so much work to do, but we are not alone. My parents, Martin and Cheryl, are sharing the adventure as 3 generations live under one roof, sharing love, laughter and hard work as we create a family home and a kitchen garden. A no-dig approach to growing organic fruit and veg. If this approach interests you, we would love you to like, subscribe and follow us as we make our ambitions a reality.
Well, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Homegrown Haven, kitchen garden, house renovation and the channel. We've had a good Christmas and a lovely New Year. All very excited about what lies ahead in 2026. I hope it's a good one for you and yours. So yeah, we're over the moon that we're into the new year. The decorations have all come down. It is the 1st of January today, and I'm back in the garden. I've been busy over the Christmas period. I haven't been sat on my backside, you won't be surprised to hear, and there's been a few developments and we'll show you that in a second. But of course the big news here is that in a few days time, weather permitting, the Home Lodge team will turn up to do the groundworks, and we'll show you that as it develops. Very excited. But I think what we'll do is I'll start by obviously welcoming you back to the channel, and we'll have a look at what I've been doing over the Christmas period. Well, I've mentioned before the plan for the kitchen garden was to make 4 separate quarters with a cross path running between them. And that's still the plan, but we've now completed the 2 quarters that you see before you. So that quarter there is very simply it's going to be 7 straight beds, nice and simple. Then there's the path with the step over trees, and then there's this quarter. Now this is shaped slightly differently. Again, we'll have growing beds here, but we have a tap there, so I've left the green or grass path so that we can move around and distribute water if we use the tap much easier. Then there's another straight bed, and then of course the raised beds to grow our root crops. So you've seen most of that before, but whilst you've been away over Christmas, I completed putting the plastic down, so very happy with that. I have said before, we are now waiting for the Home Lodge people to come in and provide us with a few cubic metres of soil from where the Home Lodge is going, and with that in mind I've been building more raised beds. These will be for the fruit cage, which again is waiting for more soil to level up the site. I still think I'll need more raised beds, but you know, I'm doing it a little bit every day and slowly they're getting constructed. What else has changed? Ah yes, the maple tree. We weren't happy pruning it back, but it's in the wrong place. I didn't want to take it out completely, so it's had a stay of execution. We've cut it back, we've taken about 10 to 15 feet off the top of that. I'll show you a few clips in a second. But it was quite a drastic cutback, but it needed it, and it'll develop through the spring and summer and it'll be fine, I'm sure. But that was a big job. After 16 years as a self-employed gardener, I'd just like to say what a pleasure it is to be on terra firma when some other idiot is up a tree. Well, we've taken down a lot of self-seeded saplings and dead damsons, etc. And I didn't feel a moment's regret about any of them. But this is a beautiful maple. The colours in the autumn were stunning, but it's getting way too big for its location. It puts the greenhouse in the shade for half the day. So it's the wrong tree in the wrong place. But I just couldn't bring myself to cut it out. So
right tree in the wrong place.
the right tree, yeah, you're right. The right tree in the wrong place. So yeah, we're bringing it down considerably, but it'll regrow and it'll develop and start again, and we'll keep it a sensible height this time. So it's a job we didn't want to do, but it needed doing. The greenhouse is the priority. Right, I'm off for a cup of tea, Carl. Get this lot sorted, will you? Day 2 of the prune.
Almost successful.
If I'd been paying attention and not filming, I'd have been there to stop that. So you can see we're taking off about 15 feet, I think. But if you're going to prune something, you might as well go hard. I'm sure the tree will be fine.
Yeah, even if you could even stand on the side of the tree, I suppose.
Yeah.
About 2/3 there.
Right, let me just have a...
Oh, nice. Well, that couldn't
Well
have
done.
gone bad. That couldn't have gone bad.
No. It was almost like we knew what we were doing. Almost. So that's the tree pruned. Now the difficult work begins. Getting rid of...
That was difficult. This is easy.
Yeah, I wasn't up the tree, was I? Really pleased with that. And I know the tree looks a bit butchered at the moment. In fact, my neighbour said I'd missed my vocation in life. He said I should have been a butcher. And he's got a point. But I'm so much happier now that the greenhouse is not in so much shade. And I reckon we've taken off, looking at these branches, about 10 to 15 feet. But the tree will be fine. Right, let's get this sorted. I'm not sure these blackberries are going to survive the move. We'll have to wait and see if they green up in the spring. But I've got the post there ready to start making the growing frame for them. And I'm developing this compost bay into 3 bays. It's really more about the water that it collects, so that I've got water on different spots around the kitchen garden. But that's the job I'm getting on with at the moment. Okay, so that's the blackberry bed. You probably can't see the wires on the camera, but they need a bit more tensioning, so I'll get Carl to give me a hand with that. And that wooden frame is not yet pegged down, but I've got the cardboard down around the blackberry plants, and I'll smarten it up over the next couple of days. So there'll now be a grass path so that we can prune and pick the blackberries, and then here in parallel with the blackberries is going to be the rhubarb, and just like on the allotment, I'm going to grow that through membrane to suppress the weeds and the grass. Carl and I are going to the allotment tomorrow to pick up another load. We will be bringing the rhubarb back with us, all things being well. So there's the next job. doing? There. That's it. First rhubarb in the ground. Very, very frozen ground. Yeah. Okay. Stand on it. Okay. Yeah, it's a little circle.
You usually plant rhubarb at this time.
Yeah, I was saying to Carl yesterday, what a lot of people do is rhubarb sweetens when it's frosted. So a lot of people dig out their rhubarb in the winter and just lay it on the ground like that. The frost gets to the root and it sweetens the plant. So the fact that it's out in the freezing air is a good thing. Coming out. Ready? Steady. Go! Oh, wow. Look, there's a hole. You dig some then? Okay. Why don't we get your shovel? Because yours is a bit more manageable for you, isn't it? Where's George's shovel? Where is it? It's in the wood store. Let's go and get it.
We'll go get it, George. Come on. Let's go get yours.
Here's your spade. This is Beginner's Seed Sowing 101 for Dummies.
AKA me.
Right, the reason we're sowing, this is way too early in the season. March is the earliest you should be sowing seeds. But what we're sowing today are things that need a long season. And these are going in the house. There's low light levels, but it'll be warm and consistent. So they should germinate early and get a head start. So we're sowing onions, brown and red, leeks. I might do some celery. And those are the things that need the long season. These are going to win the awards at the local horticultural show, so you can take the credit for that. They are Mammoth Improved Onion. First thing you do is we pre-warmed this in the kitchen, and these seeds you check that they're in date. And all
When
that
you say
information.
pre-warm, you just put them on the kitchen.
Just put them in the house at room temperature, because if, like anything, if you were to go into cold soil, you'd go and so will the seeds.
So no need to put them in the microwave.
No, I haven't preheated it or simmered it in any way. No. No, this really is 101, isn't it? So, first thing we do, the general rule with seeds is that you sow them in a depth of soil about 2 to 3 times the diameter of the seed. These seeds are almost not visible to the human eye. So basically all I do is with my fingers I make a small indentation in the soil, like so, not much, as informal as that, and I drop 3 seeds into each hole. Okay. So they multi-sow. Because these are for show, we're only putting 1 in each tray. These aren't really to eat, these are a bit of an indulgence for me.
Feed your ego.
Yes, it's a thing with fellas that they like to grow big.
Large things.
Yeah, large things. It's all about the size. Right. Okay, so you can see the seeds in there. Right, I'm going to put them into the palm of your hand. Right, let's start with that.
Okay.
So, what I want you to do is very carefully, with your delicate fingers, put 1 seed per station.
Okay. So you just press the red bit just once.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to the seeds.
Maybe it helps.
Oh, it does.
Good luck.
See, Prince Charles, as he was then, said that he talked to his plants and everybody thought he was mad. Turns out that when we exhale quite a high volume of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is plant food. So talking to your plants has some scientific basis. He wasn't as mad as everyone thought he was.
Grow big and strong.
help me or my dad win the show?
You got it. Right. Hopefully you can get them just to what you tend. If you go like that, you get a little indentation. What you should do if your hands are formed right.
It's your fault if they're not.
Yeah. No, that's Mum's. You've got my feet in Mum's hands. Okay, good. Right, now, like I say, because they're only tiny seeds, they don't need a great amount of soil over the top of them. So we bring in this high-tech bit of kit here called...
You said do 3 in each one.
No, these are for show.
Right, okay.
So when you multi-sow onions, they don't grow very big, which is not a bad thing, but I want these to be absolute whoppers.
Okay.
Okay, so all we do here, you put your hand in that soil, feel how cold it is.
Yeah.
Imagine if all that was that cold.
Yeah.
See? Right, now all you do is sift, like caster sugar or something on a cake.
Like you've ever done that?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
How much?
Yeah, hang on a minute, because this isn't very dry. So, okay. Yeah, you can see where the damper cold soil is going over the top, so you just need to cover it. I think that will do it. Okay, so what we do now is just, what is important that once this water is wet, and we're going to water it later, that there's a good contact between the soil.
The water is wet?
No, the soil is, I'm hoping the water will be pre-wetted, and then just very lightly, again, very lightly, just make sure that the soil is in contact with the seeds. So it's no great pressure, it's just a slight push down. That's it, yeah. You've talked to them, you've verbally reassured them, now you're physically reassuring them.
Okay.
Yeah. You are going to win gold.
You will thrive.
Yeah, good. And then the last thing before we take them back to the house and water them is labels. So, in your best handwriting, show onions, what's the date?
The 4th of January.
Right, so show onions, 4th of January. Perfect. Anywhere you like, that's it. Right.
You said anywhere I like.
Anywhere you like.
As long
that
as it's
I
what you like.
Right, now the last thing, which we're not going to do here, we'll take them back up the house, is if you were to use a watering can and water these from the top, with the seeds as delicate and small as they are, they would wash away. So what we do is we water from beneath. So we put water in this tray and it hasn't got holes in. And then you sit that on top and it floats, and gradually it sinks to the bottom, and you'll see that that soil is soaking. And that's it. You don't water it again for a good couple of weeks until they germinate. And these will take between 1 and 3 weeks to germinate this time of year, I would guess. So that's it. You've sowed your first tray of seeds. Well done.
Thanks.
Okay, one little tip with seed packets. Of course you want to read the information, and the sowing and the planting dates, etc. are a guide. It's all dependent on weather. But all I wanted to mention is all the good information is at the top of the packet. If you tear it open there, you damage that information. So when you open the seed packet, always open it at the bottom. There's only a barcode there, that doesn't matter. And inside is the sealed silver foil packet, and that's where the seeds are. And to save them for the following year, once you've taken out what you need, just roll it down, pack back in the packet, and it will last at least another year or 2.
Subscribe for more top tips.
It's the blind leading the blind.
And how long typically do they stay in here before you take them out and put them in the ground?
I would leave them certainly till March, when the soil outside is warming up. Typically maybe 1 inch, 2 inches high, about that. What you don't want is them to become what they call pot bound, where the roots just go round and round and round. But it's really a subjective judgment. But yeah, in March they'll go in the ground, and they'll be about 2 inches high by then, I would imagine.
Okay.
Right, label. There's your label. Where did you put the pencil? So Red Baron. Good. Another one done. Okay, so this one is white onion. How do you pronounce that?
Rinsberger.
Rinsberger. There we go. You're on your own.
Where's my tray? Oh.
Right, well done. That's all the onions sowed now. One last thing. These trays come with these cheap little plastic lids, cloches. I'm going to put one cloche on one of these trays just as an experiment, so when it's in the kitchen, to see if this makes the seeds germinate any quicker or any stronger, just as a little experiment, because I'm interested to see if these are worth it. Okay? Right, up to the house where we will water them. Okay, so this is the last part of the process. Now, because we're in the kitchen, if we were outside, we could just plonk it in, it wouldn't matter. But because we're in the kitchen, we just got to do it gently.
And because Mum stood behind us.
And because Mum's watching very closely, the idea is just to pre-fill the tray and then lower it in, hoping that it doesn't tip out. If I've got the level right, I have. So that the water...
Like you've done this before.
Almost as if I know what I'm doing, but not quite. So the water will now percolate up through the compost, damp the seeds without washing them away as it would with a watering can. So that's the last part of the process. Right, I'm very happy with that. There's cardboard under there to suppress the grass, and in the spring I'll lift it all, and under the membrane I'll put some compost to feed the rhubarb. But for now, job done.